Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Total Football Talk. So, we're looking at the latest news coming out surrounding Manchester United, and as always, boom, boom, there's always news with United. Okay, so what we're looking at the minute is we're looking at the story with Matthias Tell, where we are with that. We know what Spurs have done, and we know that Manchester United are still in talks with Bayern Munich. So we'll delve into that a little bit and see who's reporting on it. We'll also look at Giovanni Quenda, which I was talking about yesterday. I know it seems to be breaking news today, but actually there was news out about it yesterday. And Manchester United potentially looking at him for the summer. Now it's a summer deal, and yeah, I'm not going to dwell on it too much because that's for the summer. But obviously they're trying to make inroads at the minute, and there's news coming out surrounding that. There's also news coming out that Amorim, he said in his match press conference last night after the game that he obviously wants to keep Kobbie, Mainoo, and Garnacho, but he understands about the whole financial situation. So we'll look a little bit. We'll look a little bit into that. We'll also look at some other stuff like Miguel Delaney, the journalist, coming out talking a little bit about Garnacho as well, and a quick reflection on the match last night. Guys, thanks very much for joining me again today. Really, really appreciate it. Thank you very much for all the people who've been viewing the material, loving it. If you guys could just tap that like button, just tap, 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 give me a tap on that like, that would be absolutely amazing, really help me. And subscribe to the channel as well, would really, really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Okay, we'll jump straight into the latest news. And so the tell news in regards to Bayern Munich is we know that Spurs have put in an offer. Bayern Munich have accepted that offer, but the deal hasn't gone much further than that because Tell has said that he wants to talk to other clubs. And it has been said, and the news has come out that he is keen on a move to Manchester United, and that Bayern Munich could potentially do a loan with us. Now, I think this maybe come down to the fact that I think we have good relationships with Bayern Munich. We looked at the, if you look at the Dillet and the Mazraoui deal, they were done quickly and they were uncomplicated. I think from that, I think it has left us in a really kind of strong position, at least to have the conversations with Bayern Munich about a potential loan move for Tell. Now, for me, ideally, I'd love Tell to come in, but only if Garnacho stays. If it's a like-for-like swap. As I said before, we're letting Garnacho go, which he may still do, but I don't know. We're getting late in the day. Unless Chelsea come in with a last-minute bid, I think Napoli. I mean, it's a bit of a stretch for them to make it now. It's all in Chelsea. But if Tell comes in, I'd love him to come in with Garnacho still to be here. So we've got options up front. If you look at Garnacho last night, he played very well when he came on in the second half. Obviously, Garnacho has his doubters. Rubin Amorim does believe that he's a really good player and that he has got potential and that he would love to keep working with him. But I think that Tell and Garnacho, if Tell came in and Garnacho was still there, that would give us some excellent options in the front line. And I think that's what we need at the minute, considering that Rasmus is kind of struggling, and Xerxes also still struggling, despite the fact that Rasmus played most of the game last night. Xerxes still finding it difficult. But yeah, as I said, if you look at the Plenty Goal is saying that Manchester United have contacted Bayern Munich regarding Matthias Tell. United are interested in a loan deal, and they hope to buy sometime regarding Tell since departure is needed. So I think maybe it'll be a loan with an option or an obligation to buy. That's ideally what you would love to see here, rather than just being a loan, coming in, doing the business, and then going back to Bayern Munich and carrying on his career and potentially kind of flourishing. I think that is the case. So that's pretty much where we are with this. Obviously, there's a lot of noise coming out about Giovanni Quenda, and the MEN are reporting on this, saying that Quenda has been linked with Rubin Amorim's reunion at Manchester United. The MEN are reporting. They said they were reporting this back in November. I was talking about it yesterday. The Athletic have now claimed that Manchester United will explore the deal for the teenager, and there's talk of it being in and around kind of £33.4 million, which works out at about €40 million. Now, that's kind of where we are with the Quenda deal. I think the Quenda deal is one for the future. I think we're in January transfer window. Should we be even looking at the summer transfer at the minute, whenever we've still a lot of things to do? We still have to figure out whether Malassi is going to leave the club. Again, unfortunately, he struggled last night playing on that left side. He's just a little bit too defensive, I think, for Ruben Amorim. He wasn't able to get to the byline with crosses in. He struggled. He always wanted to come back and play the ball back into the kind of centre midfield or back into Martinez in that left channel. So I think if we're looking at, Quenda for on the right side, it'd be a great signing. He's a 17-year-old. He'll be 18 then, I think. He's really young. He's got a lot of potential. But yeah, 33 million. In the comments, let me know. Do you think he's worth 33 million as a 17-year-old, or do you think that's we're paying over the odds again? Because obviously we've just paid Lecce 25 million for Dogru, and is that a good deal? I still think we overpaid for that. Condra, is 33 million, 33.4 million still a good deal? Interesting. And this is also being reported by the Athletic, are also kind of talking about this Condra deal from Sporting. No formal. They're saying no formal offer has been made, but they're looking into a move into the Portugal youth. He doesn't turn 18 until April, and he's expected to cost 40 million. Kind of work on the next window. They're stepping it up as this one shuts. So that's where we are with that. It is interesting, and one thing I did actually skip on the tail thing, which we'll just go back to for just a second, which is also being reported, is that I did mention at the top, Spurs have come in for tail. They have tabled a bid. They have, Bayern Munich have accepted it, and the reports are coming out of Sky Germany that United are stepping up their own pursuit in the hope of stealing him to tell for themselves. So there is a lot of news going on. Obviously, we're at the very tail end of the transfer window now. There's not long to go. Can Manchester United get their finger out and make something happen? We've still got to deal with the Rashford thing. I believe Rashford wants Barcelona. Barcelona want potentially a loan deal. Is this going to be the kind of the 11th hour deal, or is Rashford going to still be sitting on the bench? As I said, I would prefer the Glazers and Ineos to pull their finger out and actually make this happen. As in help Rashford out, pay some of his wages, pay a lot of his wages, just to help him move on from the club, get out there, get playing football, getting his value back up, and trying to make a deal in the summer, because I don't think we can sell him now. I don't think anyone wants him. Well, there was reports that clubs did want him, but he has a sort of, he believes that he should be playing at a certain level, and maybe he should be. But if he was, as Rubin Amorim was saying, if he was training at a certain level, maybe he would be playing at a certain level. But he's not. He's not quite there. He's not working maybe hard enough in training. So it all kind of falls into the pot of he's not quite. He knows what he wants, but he ain't getting what he wants. And Barcelona haven't made any type of move yet. So I believe that deal could not happen, and God knows what is going to happen. We could be doing with freeing up some money, and that would probably help pay for the Tell loan, whatever, if that was to be the case. Because we can't have Marcus Rashford sitting in the stands and bring in Tell. But also we do need to move Malacia on, and we know that Benfica are potentially interested in Malacia. I don't have a little still for that, but I did read that Benfica are interested in him. So yeah, he could go there on loan end of the season. But there are options for Malacia. And then there's another little story coming out, and it is that Amorim would love to keep Mainoo and Garnacho. I mentioned that before, at Old Trafford, but he admitted that Manchester United must consider selling the academy graduates to stay within the Premier League spending rules. He said, I would like Kobbie and Garnacho, said Amorim, the focus is that we have to improve our academy and we have to bring more through. So, there's a sign straight away that Ruben is keen on the academy graduates. We know that Collier played last night. I actually thought he did quite well in the centre midfield, but obviously Ruben wanted to change it up and make it slightly more attacking. But I also believe it was potentially maybe a shoulder issue. I think Collier got a bit of a bang on the old shoulder, and I think it was maybe more a precautionary thing. Do believe he likes him. I do think there is a future with Collier at the minute, but again, Collier's got to grasp every chance he gets, because he's not going to get many in this team. So when he does get him, he's got to grab him with both hands and hold on, just to try and keep himself in and around that, that first team squad, which he has been doing really well. So I do believe that Ruben is looking at the academy. I do believe that he is going to start bringing maybe some more players through. If we can go deep into the cup competitions and become more stabilised in the league, then maybe that'll give them the opportunity to bring a few more in and try them out and give them minutes here and there, just to see what they're capable of, see whether they're capable of managing the jersey, whether they're capable of managing, playing against, in that kind of elite atmosphere of sort of men's sport, because obviously they're still playing sort of under 18s, under 21s, and the jump, and anyone will tell you the jump is quite massive once you step up into that more senior level of football. So that's where we are with all the news at the minute. And just I'll just show you the little bit about Miguel Delaney was talking about that. You know, Manchester United are aiming to sell Garnacho to bring in Matthias Tell on loan before the end of the transfer window. But as I said before, I think if that is the case, I would be disappointed if we let Garnacho go and we bring in Tell, because I'm not sure if it's an upgrade. I could be wrong. Maybe that would be the case. Maybe you come in, but I think it's going to be difficult for the kid to come in and get up to speed in the Premier League. Garnacho's already had the experience, and he said in the last 3 games he's done very well, and he has really progressed. So that's where we are with that one. And then the last little bits are good win last night in the Europa League. Be interesting to see who we get. It could be Galatasaray, it could be Midtjylland, it could be Real Sociedad, or it could be AZ Alkmaar. I'm not entirely sure who we're going to get in those games, but we'll have a look at that later down the line. But yeah, I mean, any of those teams you don't fancy? I mean, I think Sociedad, we've played them recently. I know we've beat them. So we beat them over there, and I think they beat us at Old Trafford, but that was due to a real dubious penalty, well, a ridiculous penalty actually given against Martinez. But you know, we have done well against them in the past, so you know, wouldn't mind that too much. I know we played Galatasaray recently as well, and that's been again a tricky one. But I think under Rubin Amorim, I believe that we could be in a stronger position. Hopefully, come whenever those games come around in March. So that's all your news as far as I have it at the minute. Obviously there will be more breaking throughout the day, and go look at your other content creators for that. Adam Matic said Forever United TV is excellent on it. The United Stand, Alice Talks Football, kind of a lot of the bigger ones, Terry Fleurs on the Old Football Terrace. These guys are pros. These guys have been at it for a while, and they're creating brilliant content. Check them out. Yeah, I will keep on trying to learn and get better on this. Thank you very much, guys. If you stick with me, please give me a like, please give me a subscribe. Love that you guys are watching it. Really appreciate it. And yeah, we'll see you on the next one.